Okay. Everyone okay there?
Yes, Maharaj. Everyone okay for grace and good and Vaishnavas.
Right. There you go.
They've been taking videos at the beach, going to the beach.
The after Sunday, no, I go with family to walking in the beach. Very nice.
Jai Haribol.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj.
Jai Haribol.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dhanyavad.
Okay, shall we begin our Vandana prayers?
Okay, Maharaj.
Vandeham
Vandeham
Shri Guru
Guru
Shri Juta
Padakamalam
Shri Guru
Vaishnava
Vaishnava
Sacha
Shri
Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Manvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Sri Vishakhanvitam Cha
Lalita Sangitamsha
Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Puja
Puja Sri Guru Varga Vandita Mahabhavanitaya Sada Purva Parya Parampara Pracharita
Praya
Prajna Pramukte Sate
Krite Bhakti
Nirmal
Nirmala
Nikarasya
Nirjarasya
Nirvitam
Nirvitam Samyakam
Sadaram
Sadaram
Vande
Vande
Shri
Shri
Gurave
Gurudevam
Anantasira
Anantyasti Acharya Varamjam
Purva
Purva Vishta
Vista
Supratam
Supurakan Urugai
Guru
Nairashisa
Ganirashista Sambhushitam
Shambhushita Chintya
Chinta
Chintya
Chinta
Samasta
Samasta
Veda
Veda
Nipuna
Nipunam Sri
Tirupa
Rupa
Pantanuga
Pantanugam
Govinda
Govindam
Vidam
Ujjvalam
Varam
Varantanam
Bhakti
Bhaktianvitam
Sundaram
Sundaram
Vande
Vande
Vishwa
Vishwagurum
Gurushantiyo
Charadivya
Bhagavata
Bhagavata Prema
Prema
Vogi
Pradam
Bijapradam
Devam
Devam
Divyatanam
Divyatanam Suchindavadanam
Varkachala
Varkachelana
Chitam
Chittam
Saranjana
Sandram
Prasari
Param
Govarana
Sadyekavaranam
Vaidagya
Vairagya Vidya
Vijabuddhi
Buddhim
Shri
Sri
Siddhanta
Siddhanta Nidhim Subhaktim
Saraswatam
Vashitam
Saraswatam
Saraswatim
Varam
Varam
Vande
Vandekam
Shikha
Subatam
Riko
Madheka
Saranam
Sharanam
Yasitvaram
Mayasishwaram Sridharam
Sridharam
Shri
Sri
Siddhanta
Siddhanta Saraswati
Swatiti
Vidito
Vidito Gaudiya
Gaudiya
Puram
Gauranye
Vaye Bhato
Vato
Vanuriva
Vanurya
Bhavata
Bhavata
Gaudiya Paura
Bhano Gaura
Sankirtane
Sankirtanaya
Maya Bhagavata
Mayavada
Vagaram
Timingalottara
Uri
Udhirate Jivanam
Krishna
Krishna
Prema
Prema Subhakti
Vagaram
Vigrahana
Praga
Padate
Prabhutam
Prabhutam
Bhaje
Bhaje
Namo
Namo
Gaura
Gaura
Kichoraya
Kishoraya
Bhakta
Bhaktivido Tamurtaye
Murtaye Gaurangri
Gaurangari Padma
Pamarindaya
Brindaya
Radha Bhavani
Radha Rasa
Sevine
Vande
Vande
Bhakti
Bhakti Vinodam
Vinodam
Sri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam
Rupakam
Bhakti
Bhakti Shastranya Samrajyam
Radha
Radha Rasa Sudhanidhim
Gaura
Gauri
Vrajam
Vrajapita Shiksai Vaishnava Vigraham
Jagannath
Janata
Jagannath
Prabhu
Bande
Vande प्रेमाद्भि वृद्ध वैष्णवम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
Kalpataruyacha
कृपा
Kripa
सिन्धुभयेव च
Sindhuvayevacha
पतितनां
Patitanam
पावनेभ्यो
Pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Vaishnaveyo
नमो
Namo
नमः
Namaha
Panchatat
पश्चात्तत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं
Krishnam
भक्तरूपास्वरूपकं
Bhakti
भक्तावतारं भक्त्याकं
Namah
नमामि भक्तासात्विकम्
Namo
नमो
Mahavira
महावदन्याय
Krishna Prema
कृष्णप्रेमा प्रदायते
Krishna
कृष्णाय
Krishnaya Krishna
कृष्णचैतन्य
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Tame Gaura
नाम्ने
Dvise
गौरात्रिषे नमः
Namaha
Jayatam
एकं
Pura
सुरतं पङ्गो
Bhagor
मम
Mama Manda
मन्दामतीर्गति
Mate Gati
Matsapati
सर्वस्वापदाम्बुजो राधा मदनमोहनम्
Divyadrinda
दिव्याद्वृन्दावनाय
Srimad
गौरद्रुमोदय
Shri
श्रीमतिरत्नाकरसिंहासनस्तुतो श्रीगन्धर्वसुरलगोविन्ददेवो श्रीमन्रासारसम्भवे वंशीयुता सुतः कर्षण्वेनो स्वयं गोपीर्गोपीनाथाश्रियस्तु नः
Vrindaya
जय
Tulasi
तुलसीदेवाय
Jai
जय केशवस्त्रिता कृष्णा
Krishna
भक्ति
Krishna
प्रदे
Bhakti
देवी
Radhe Devi
सत्यवते नमो नमः
Satyavatai Namo Namaha
Atanatva
नत्वा
Matra
मन्त्रगुरुन्
Guru
Gurun Bhagavatam
भागवतार्तदन्
Dasanjaya
दासान् जगद्गुरुन्नाथ ततो जयमुदीरते
Joy
श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्व
Govinda Sundar
सुंदर
Padma
पद्मनाम
Jaya
जयस्सु
Shri
श्री
Krishna
कृष्ण चैतन्य
Chaitanya Prabhu
प्रभु
Nityananda
नित्यानंद
Sri
श्री
Advaita
अद्वैत
Gadadhara
गदाधर
Srivastadi Gaura
वासादि गौर
Gaurita
भक्तवृंद
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare Hare
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Rama
हरे
Hare Rama
हरे राम
Rama
हरे
Rama
राम
Hare
राम
Hare
राम हरे हरे
Hare Joy Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Santa Maharaja Ki Jai.
Jai.
जय
Jai Gita Govardhana Ki Jai.
जय
Jai Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
जय
Glories to the assembled devotees. For glories to the worldwide devotees. Kor Premanandi. Hari.
Hare Om
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
जय
Jai
Nemo.
Hare Om Hare
Sharanagati. So we're reading from the Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Sharanagati. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Astatara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astatara Sata Shri Srimad Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai.
Jai.
In the Vaishnava Tantra, the characteristics of Sharanagati have been explained as follows. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulya vivarjanam rakshishyatiti visvaso goptutve varanam tata atmakni kshepa karpanye sadvida sharanagati. Accepting everything favorable and rejecting everything unfavorable, being confident that Krishna will grant his protection, embracing Krishna's guardianship, fully offering oneself to Krishna, and feeling oneself to be lowly are the 6 aspects of Sharanagati. So among these 6,
aspects, Gopsutre Varanam, embracing the Lord's guardianship, is the complete embodiment or angi of Sharanagati. The other 5 aspects are limbs or angas. There are 3 ways in which one embraces the Lord as one's guardian, physically, verbally, and mentally. These are described in Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas. Tavasmiti varan vacha tataiva manasa vidan tatstanam ashritas tanva modate sharanagataha. Declaring with the words, I am yours, knowing this within their mind, and taking shelter of your abode with their body, the surrendered soul rejoices. Surrender performed in full in these 3 ways swiftly grants complete success. Otherwise, the result obtained is proportionate to the depths of one's surrender. In order to learn Sharanagati, one must first fall at the feet of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakura, the teacher of Sharanagati, to the soul who is the personification of the ideal of supramundane devotion and non-different from the Acharyas, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan, and pray, Gaudiya Gaudiya Bale Amita Adhama, Sikhare Sharanagati Kahare Uttanama. Crying incessantly, I pray, I am so lowly, please elevate me by teaching me Sharanagati. In the teachings of our Param Gurudev, the supremely worshipable Vedic Vaishnava-Acharya Om Vishnupad Srila, Sri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, we find the good fortune of the world will be realized by profuse preaching of the songs of Sharanagati. Thus, in accordance with Srila Saraswati Thakura's teachings and desire, our dearly beloved Gurudev, the embodiment of eternal ecstasy, and Nityananda, Om Vishnupad Asatara Satashi Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Dev Goswami Maharaj, as for the ultimate welfare of all souls, written a befitting commentary for relishing the potency of Sharanagati, known as Sri Laghu-chandrika. This edition has been compiled to help those desirous of shelter to see the way of progress towards the feet of the Lord. Only after obtaining my Gurudev's merciful blessings, which bestow good fortune upon the world, has an unworthy and fallen servant such as I become engaged in the publication of this book. In this connection, I cannot restrain my eagerness to cite his unprecedented treatise on Sharanagati, the compilation known as Sri Prapanna Jivanamrita. Within that book are recorded numerous fundamental truths, conceptual analyses, and so forth, related to surrender, which are essential for faithful and inquisitive persons to understand. This edition has been published for the welfare of the world. For the convenience of elderly readers, it has been formatted with large letter typesetting for the main text and slightly smaller letter typesetting for the commentary. It has also been furnished at the end with a collection of prayers by surrendered souls, Sharanagati Prarthana, and prayers unto Sri Gurudev, Sri Guru Vandana. On account of my various shortcomings, there is no doubt that faults and omissions have occurred within this beautiful book. O Vaishnava savers of the fallen and well-wishing readers, please know, bestow your forgiveness and affectionate mercy on this fallen soul, purify him and make him fit to serve Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. In conclusion, this humble soul's prayer at the feet of Sri Hari Guru and Vaishnavas is that this book, Sharanagati, may reveal her innate super-mundane sweetness all over the world and thereby bestow eternal welfare upon the souls. And this is from the editor, Sri Gauranga Brahmacharya Vidyaranjan. That, of course, is Srila Govinda Maharaj. This was Srila Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj's name before receiving sannyas. Gauranga Brahmacharya. So the Mangala Charana. Mangala Charana means the auspicious invocation. Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya Rupanuga Janara Jivana Vishambara Priyakara Sri Swarupa Damodara Sri Goswami Rupa Sanatana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Sri Sri Radha Krishna and is the very life of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu's followers. Srila Swarup Damodara Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu, and Srila Sanatana Goswami Prabhu are more dear to Vishvambara. So, first point Bhakti Vinod makes, very important. People don't understand the importance of Mahaprabhu. In India, especially, everyone knows about Radha and Krishna, but not everyone knows about Mahaprabhu. So Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu are identical. How is that? How is it that these two are identical in Mahaprabhu? Actually, they represent two different conceptions of the Absolute. We can say the potent and the potency. Yeah? Radha and Krishna are the potent, and Mahaprabhu is the potency. In the same way, we can understand that Krishna is the potent and the living entity. They are the potency. Potency means just like the sun, we can say is the potent, and the sunshine is the potency. The energy that comes from the sun and the sun. The sun is the origin, the reservoir of that potency. And therefore it's called the potent. And the potency is the energy that comes from the sun. Now, is there anyone more important than the other? Can we say the sun is therefore more important than the sunshine? Or that the sunshine is more important than the sun? We are receiving energy from the sun. If the sun were shining in our room, sometimes they say, the sun is shining in my room. If that were the case, the sun would burn up your room, if it was the sun, because it's so potent. But the sunshine comes and is very nice. It can warm your room, light your room. So the sunshine is very gentle. Of course, too much is also not good, but generally it's better than the sun. So like that, Radha and Krishna and Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is the gentle potency.
the loving potency of Radha and Krishna. We can receive him very happily. To receive Radha and Krishna directly would be very difficult for us. And especially because we are a different category. As I mentioned, Krishna is the potent, and we are the potency. We are the energy. Specifically the Tatastha energy, Tatastha Shakti. Krishna explains, or Mahaprabhu explains in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jiver Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. Jiver Tatastha Shakti, Beda Bed Prakash, Tatastha Shakti. That we are the Tatastha means the marginal energy of the Lord. But then he adds Beda Bed Prakash. Beda Bed means different and not different from Krishna. So just like the sun's rays are different from the sun, but they're also not different from the sun, because what is the sun if it has no rays? Rays can't be taken away, and then we think we can understand the sun like that. There's no such thing. Sun and its rays go together, but yet they're different. The sun and its rays are one. When we speak of the sun, we speak of the sun and its rays as one, and yet they are different. Sun and the sun rays, they have different effect. Just like I said, if we think of the sun in our room or the sun rays in our room, it's a different thing. Although when the sun comes up and the rays shine in your room, we think, oh, the sun is up. Just by seeing the rays, we see the sun. We can understand the sun. So this difference between the living entity, the Tatastha Shakti, this particular type of energy, not Krishna's energy in general. Krishna has many, many energies, Sarva Shaktis. All energies are coming from Krishna. All potencies are coming from Krishna. The original potent. But we are our particular potency, a particular energy called Tatastha, marginal. And marginal means why, just like in the ocean and the water, the margin between the ocean and the water is called Tatastha. That margin between the ocean and the water and the land, where the water comes up to the land, the whole ocean is held back by that margin on the shore. Yeah, ever think? The big, big ocean is tamed by the little margin on the shore. It won't come beyond that. That's where the ocean makes its differentiation from the land. So that line between the land and the ocean is called Tatastha, the Tata, the distinguishing line. So the living entity is also called Tata, that energy. It's not quite the spiritual and it's not quite the material, in between spirit and matter, spiritual and the material worlds. Tatastha. We living entities are the energy that's trying to escape from the material and go back to the spiritual identity that we have. Our original identity, our wholesome identity is in the spiritual. But somehow we have become influenced by the material energy. And the whole effort of the living entity is to escape that influence and recognize its true spiritual identity.
So here, Bhakti Vinod is saying that Mahaprabhu, who is identical and different from, or non-different from Radha and Krishna, is identical to Radha and Krishna, is the life of Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami is the Abhideya-Acharya, who teaches us the path. Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami on the path that the living entity has to take to get free of his material identification and regain his spiritual identity through the path of Bhakti Yoga. And this description, this explanation was given to Rupa Goswami, and he has grown very profoundly written about these things, how the living entity can regain his eternal rasa. Rasa means the taste of his spiritual existence. That taste, he's led by that taste. Philosophy won't help. It helps, but it won't get you there. Until you have that taste of what it is to be an eternal servant of Krishna, without that taste, you won't be able to get to that place. Because that place is governed by taste, by feelings of the heart, love of the heart. That taste has to awaken in one. Then he can make his way into that spiritual domain, that domain of Radha and Krishna. So he has taught us that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You know that book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami? Bhakti Rasamrita. Ras Amrita. Amrita means nectar, and rasa, the nectar of ras, the nectarian taste of what? Bhakti. Bhakti, love, devotion, dedication. So Bhakti Rasamrita, and Sindhu means ocean. So just like there is the material ocean, that ocean of Bhakti Rasa is also an ocean. And one has to dive into that ocean with his heart, with his faith, with his surrender. And you can't swim there, you have to drown there. That ocean is meant for drowning. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And Rupa Goswami has taught us how to go there. So he taught that to Rupa Goswami, and those who can capture that taste, who can capture that mood of Rupa Goswami, they are called Rupanuga. Rupanuga means the followers of Rupa Goswami. Who can capture that or catch that taste, what Rupa Goswami is explaining, and they can follow that, the path of Rupa Goswami, the Rupanuga Dhara. Dhara means current, the current. Just like the electricity, when it's coming from the powerhouse, it generates a current. Now you call it a current, a flow. And if you can get in that current, then you can get so many benefits from that, no? You can light your light bulbs, you can turn on your computer, you can heat your house, you can cool your house, you can turn on the fan, you can turn on the air conditioner, you can turn on your refrigerator, your electric stove, whatever you may have connected to that current. It will be able to come to life through that current. Otherwise, it's a dead thing. It'll just sit there. Till you put the current there, then it becomes something totally different. So like that, the living entity also, if he is connected to that current, Rupa Nugadara, then he can make his spiritual life, come to fruition.
So these things are all very important, all very significant. We should not underestimate the importance of Mahaprabhu, of Rupa Goswami, and of following that. He also mentions Swarup Damodar and Sanatana Goswami. Damodar, Rup, and Sanatana Goswami. When we look at the pastimes of these devotees with Mahaprabhu, there's a similar relationship between these devotees, and we find the manjaris, the gopis, the little gopis, the younger gopis, their relationships to Radha and Krishna are reflected in the lives of Swarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami. And therefore he says they are most dear to Vishvambar. Vishvambar, is Mahaprabhu's name before he took sannyas. While he was still living in Grihastha ashram, his name is Vishvambar. So Bhakti Vinod begins this treatise of on Sharanagati, on surrender, by remembering these persons, these central personalities. Radha and Krishna, Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, Damodar, and Sanatana Goswami. Now, one thing that seems to be a problem nowadays, those who are followers of Srila Sridhara Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada seem to have some confusion or lost some understanding, very important understanding, of the interrelation, the different and non-different relationship between Krishna and his potencies, between Krishna and Mahaprabhu, or Krishna and Gurudev. And they come to think that when is talking about surrender to Krishna, Sharanagati means surrender to Krishna, that somehow or other you can get by or bypass Gurudev in all of this, and Vaishnava. That the idea is to come in touch with Krishna's grace directly. Simply forget about Guru. Those who have become too judgmental, too cynical about Gurudev, because they think, well, Gurudev, he's just a man. It's a gigantic blunder, a big mistake. We can never see Guru as just a man, an ordinary man. Any attempt to make any entrance into the idea of Gurudev as some kind of a mundane person or having some type of mundane faults, that will immediately disrupt the Achintya Beda connection, identity and difference of Guru and Krishna, like trying to separate the sunshine from the sun. Oh, the sunshine is not as powerful as the sun. Therefore,
we do not have to give much attention to the sunshine. That's ridiculous, no? I want the sun, Surya. I don't want the sunshine. Why should I be satisfied with the sunshine when I can get the sun? No. Sharanagati does not mean that. Only Krishna. Some people are now thinking, you heard this statement that not even a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. Yeah, you've heard that before? Not even a blade of grass will move without the will of the Lord. Therefore, Krishna is directly there in the movements of everything, even the grass. Even in my life, Krishna is directly there influencing everything. Why do I need Guru? I got Krishna's right there, within everything. He's moving the grass, why not? He's moving my life. Whatever's happening in my life, that is also Krishna. And I just have to connect with that. That force, that will, that whatever is moving the world, then if I can come in touch with that worldly thing, I've got Krishna. What do I need anything else for? There's other ideas that to accept Guru and so forth, or the Vaishnavas, that's secondary. That's for those who do not have that individual connection with Krishna. The world, the thing that is moving, that force behind the world. This kind of blasphemous idea. Their thinking is Krishna consciousness. Where does that come from? Sometimes when Sharanagati is misunderstood like this, it's always telling, take shelter of Krishna, huh? Go through Tevaranam. Means to accept Krishna as your guardian. So that means just look inside, and Krishna is guiding everything that you're doing. If he can make the grass move, why not? He can make my heart experience so many things. Whatever incidents in my life are coming from as a result of my own karma, I can think, well, that's Krishna behind everything. And I just have to take some remembrance of that whatever is happening with me, I can understand that Krishna is there somehow behind. And they have twisted the philosophy, the teachings of Mahaprabhu in that way, that they come into direct contact with Krishna and there's no need for any other conception, no need for any other consideration of surrender, of connection. But no, that's not what Bhakti Vinod Thakura is teaching. That's not what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada is teaching. That's not what Srila Maharaja is teaching. They do not teach that. A dreadful idea. Direct connection with Krishna. The Vaishnavas criticize this Mirabai. You heard of this Mirabai? Many consider a great Krishna Bhakta because of her songs were directly connected with Krishna, but the Vaishnavas reject her as a follower of Gaudiya Vaishnavas because she never mentions anything about the Vaishnavas. There's no hint of any dependence upon the devotees, upon Guru, for her connection with the Supreme Lord.
So they think, oh no, she's claiming to be a Vaishnava only. Bhaktisiddhanta did not accept such direct connections with Krishna as bona fide, as indicative of a true devotee. The failure to understand who Mahaprabhu is and what Mahaprabhu is teaching. Mahaprabhu was teaching the other side, the complete theistic conception of God, not only Krishna. Mahaprabhu came as the devotee of Krishna, and not only the devotee, but the most dedicated devotee of Krishna, who is what? Srimati Radharani. He came in the mood of Radharani, actually. Love Radha has for Krishna. And who is Radharani? Radharani is also the potency. She is called Ladini Shakti. She is not Krishna. She is Ladini, the Shakti, the potency of Krishna. Ladini means the pleasure potency of Krishna. That is Radharani. So Mahaprabhu is stressing this, the potency. He came as the potency. Generally, Krishna comes as himself, Swayam Bhagavan, in all his glory, the predominating Lord. But only in Mahaprabhu does he come as the servant of the Lord, devotee of the Lord, the predominated, or like I said, the potency. Only in the form of Mahaprabhu does he come like that. And he is teaching us how to learn Krishna from that position, because that is our actual status. We are not Vishnu Tattva. We do not belong to that category. To enter into that category from our position is not possible. Misunderstanding. We don't have that direct connection. Neither are we Parshads of Krishna. Parshads means the eternal servants of Krishna. We are Tatastha. Although we are eternal servants by nature, Krishnera Nityadas, our internal nature is eternally servant of Krishna. But somehow or other we have come to this Tatastha position. So we have to accept that reality. And Sharanagati is well known for this fact, that in it Bhakti Vinod expresses the most dramatic way how fallen we are. A very important part, how fallen we are. If we can't understand that, then how do we understand that we are Tatastha? Tatastha means we're part of the fallen world. Part of us, a very important part of us, is absorbed in this material fallen position. We must understand that. Cannot think only idealistically that, oh yes, we're eternal servants of Krishna. We belong in that world. And only mentally think like that and forget about our real situation as being a participant in this material world. Neither do we want to fall victim to this material world, nor do we want to delude ourselves to think we are a part of something much grander than that when we're not actually there. We are here between the two. And so this Sharanagati is meant to emphasize this difference. or this factual account of our position as Tatastha Shakti, to accept what we are. That is Sharanagati. That is surrender. Accept where we are and to start from where we are and then to make our way forward. So very important book. But unfortunately, it is so much misunderstood in this way because they think Goptrite Varnam means to accept the Lord as guardian, means to directly approach Krishna through the environment, through our present situation, and think that we have some connection. We only have to ask ourselves one thing, if we think like that. If I am directly in connection with Krishna, through his moving the grass, through his arranging the situations in my life, who is that Krishna? Who is that Krishna who is moving the grass? Who is that Krishna who is creating the results of our karma, the situations in our life that arise from our own actions and reactions? Who is that? What are we talking about when we say that is Krishna? It can't be the Krishna who's playing his flute and enjoying loving pastimes with Radharani, because he's not engaged in those kinds of activities in this material world. He doesn't care for that kind of thing. I remember Srila Prabhupada used to tell us, Krishna is playing his flute. Why you should be concerned with what's going on here, with your activities, with the grass and so forth and so on. That's not his business. His business is simply to enjoy loving pastimes with Radha and the gopis. He's not concerned about what's going on in the material world. That's not his job. Otherwise, why does he have all these expansions? Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, the Chaturvyuha, and from the Chaturvyuha, then he has this Mahavishnu in the material world, and Kshirodakshai Vishnu, and so forth and so on. All these expansions are coming down to take care of the material affairs. Then which one are you connecting with when you say, it's all Krishna's grace, it's all Krishna's direction coming to me, I just have to surrender to Krishna? Then which Krishna are you surrendering to? Krishna by himself is called Vasudeva. In the Bhagavad Gita it mentions, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavamam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sadurlabha. And that verse says, after many, many births, Bahunam Janmanam. Bahunam means many, Janmanam birth. Many, many births. Bahunam Janmanam Mante Jnanavam Mam Prapadyante. One becomes Jnanavam, Mam, wise. Mam Prapadyante, to surrender to me. After many, many births, one becomes wise enough to surrender to me. And then what does he understand? Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Vasudeva is the name of Krishna, means Krishna by himself. That is not Swayam Bhagavan Krishna. This is not Krishna who is playing his flute with Radharani. Vasudeva is a different form of Krishna. Vasudeva, who is in charge, can be seen behind all of creation. That Vasudeva, that is the Krishna who is doing all that. Is that who you are surrendering to? Is that who we want to surrender to? Is that who we want to make a connection with Vasudeva? That is a very meager conception of the Krishna whom the true Krishna conscious devotees are seeking. Krishna lives in a very high plane, high platform, far beyond, transcendental to Vasudeva. And then they may point to someone like Prahlad Maharaj. Huh? Well, Prahlad Maharaj, where are the Vaishnavas? Where is Guru concerned with Prahlad Maharaj? He's in so many difficulties and he's praying, Krishna, please protect me. And Krishna is protecting him from the foot of an elephant, from the snake of pits, from the pit of snakes, from fire, from being thrown off a cliff. Garuda is coming to capture him. And so he's saying, well, there's an example. Prahlad, he's relying directly on Krishna and Krishna is helping him. Well, who Krishna is that? First of all, if we know the story of Prahlad Maharaj, he had Guru in the very beginning of his life. Narada Muni spoke to his mother while Prahlad was still in the womb. And he heard from his Gurudev while he was still, even before he was born. So Prahlad definitely had and been inspired and directed by Guru from the very beginning. And not that he did that all without any concern, without any connection with Gurudev. He didn't just make that connection like that, direct. And then what connection what connection did he make with Krishna? What Krishna did he make that connection with? Was that Krishna playing his flute? The Krishna of Vrindavan? No. Prahlad didn't know about that Krishna. He didn't make connection with that Krishna. He made connection with Narayan, the four-armed form of the Lord. So yes, we consider Prahlad a Shuddha Bhakta because of his total dependence upon the Lord. But that is not what Mahaprabhu was teaching when he was teaching about the love between Radha and Krishna, and what Rupa Goswami was teaching when we should try to make that journey from this mundane condition to the higher position of loving service in the spiritual world, at the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. And not the same. And then they may also give the example of Draupadi. You know, Draupadi? Who is Draupadi? Do you know? Draupadi is the wife of Arjuna in the Mahabharata. But not only is she the wife of Arjuna, she is the wife of all the Pandavas, 5 brothers. She was so powerful that she was the wife of all the Pandavas, all the Pandava brothers. And they had to take turns to be with her. By their own agreement, they agreed not to enter the bedroom when she was there with one of her husbands. Such a powerful woman. And her birth also is very unusual. She was actually born out of a fire. And she was connected with all the demigods. A very special whole story about Draupadi, how she was born, her relationships with the demigods, her wife as her Her role as the wife of the Pandavas. This is not some ordinary devotee. Oh, you're thinking, oh, she was relying on Krishna when her sari was being ripped from her body. Dear Lord, I am depending on you. You please supply. What Krishna was that she was relying on? Was that Krishna playing his flute? No, she didn't know that. She wasn't seeing that Krishna. She was seeing the Krishna in Bhagavad Gita who was called Parthasarathi. Parthasarathi means the one who is driving the chariot of Arjuna. This is not the same Krishna as the one who lives in Vrindavan. He's an expansion. So when they say that these devotees were relying on Krishna's guidance, Krishna's as their guardian, they don't know what they're saying. You ask them, what is that Krishna that you're taking guidance from? They don't know. Oh, I did not think of that. It's all the same. Krishna guiding me and Krishna playing him, and all the same Krishna. What do you mean? Which Krishna? Neophyte condition. Kanishna understanding. Not very deliberate detail or proper conception. Some vague conception only. Sentiment. Not real devotion. So you cannot say, I'm taking guidance from Krishna, if you don't even know who that Krishna is whom you're taking guidance from, or nor do you care, nor is it a very precise understanding for you, just some sentimental feeling against what our sampradaya has taught, what our teachers are presenting to us. Why have these people fallen into such delusion, misconception? Why? They come from one thing that I see. Because they see Guru as fallible. They think Guru is a fallible person. We're forbidden to see Guru in that way. Do you think that's a minor thing? Guru is a perfect, transcendental person, delivering that perfect message to us on the transcendental platform. And as soon as we try to attribute some mundane fault to Gurudev, we have automatically violated Krishna's rule, Krishna's law, Krishna's direct instruction. Acharya mam vijaniyat. Know that I am the Lord. Krishna says, I am the Guru. I am the Guru, Krishna is telling. When I come to you, I come to you in the form of Gurudev. Gurudev is the manner, is the form in which the infinite approaches the finite. And if we don't have that faith, if we lose that faith, we have cut our connection to that transcendental platform, to ever connecting with the infinite. And we've interposed our finite conceptions upon the infinite. It's like seeing Krishna as an ordinary man. This is the mistake. Oh, Krishna, yes, we've heard of him. He's just a historical figure. And he had so many different dalliances with different ladies. Corrupt person. Is how they think of Krishna. As soon as we blaspheme the devotees of the Lord by thinking of them in mundane ways, we have lost that connection. We have cut ourselves off. Krishna is there, but we cut ourselves off from our connection with him in that transcendental world. The only connection we have with that transcendental world is through Gurudev. Otherwise, we will go back to some primitive conceptions before Mahaprabhu came of a direct connection between the living entity and Krishna. No necessity to understand who is the devotee of the Lord and how important the devotees of the Lord, the serving energy of the Lord, how important that is in our spiritual life. We wind up with a half conception, an empty conception. The substantial connection is lost. So I think this is the first thing we have to remember, and we have to consider very deeply if we're going to read this book with any proper understanding. Sharanagati. Because these things are part and parcel of that proper understanding of surrender. Without understanding the predominated and the predominator aspects of the absolute, then we will never have proper understanding who is Krishna, who is the absolute truth. Am I very late already? Very important point though. My dear devotees, thank you for listening so attentively. We have to be very careful to listen to what Gurudev is saying, every word that Gurudev has taught us. They're all important. We can't just take one side that we like and then forget about the other things. And that's not proper listening. We have to listen to all he has taught us. And then our lives will be filled. Our lives will be full. And our spiritual progress will be made under the proper conception. Gauranga Jai. My very humble dandavats to you all.
Dandava.
Please be well, safe,
Estén
be happy in devotional service.
bien felices en el servicio de Goswami.
My love to you.
Mi amor a ustedes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Haribol. Here to here. Dandava devotee.